well, today is washing machine day. I got most all of the water out of there. There's still some water in there. I got to tip this on its side so I can get to the bottom and take a look at what's down there. I got this narrowed down to like either a capacitor, worst case scenario, a motor. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to drain the rest of the water out before I tip it on the side. Let me get some light down here. And what I found was if I got the hose lower than this point down here, that the water would drain out. But then I noticed, look at this kink. And it's pretty worn out. So what I'm going to do, because I only got to a certain point, there's still some water up there. I can't seem to get to the lower point. I'm going to try to cut the pipe, or the hose rather, somewhere in this range. Maybe to get this bucket underneath it and drain the rest of the water out. Anyway, that hose being like this, I'm guessing, was a disaster waiting to happen. So I'm thinking cut it, and we may as well put a new one on anyway. Or I may be cutting it and buying a new washing machine because I can't fix this one. We'll see. All right, so we got it cut. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Let's see if we can get... Oh yeah, look at that, much better. And hopefully that'll drain the rest of the water that's in the tub. I don't think I have a full bucket worth. The other hose was too long. I couldn't get it to flow properly. The objective here was basically to get the water level, or the hose below the water level. This hose was pretty easy to cut through, so I'm pretty sure I would have had some issues with it. That's going pretty fast. I think I'm going to have to stop there because I'm not going to be able to empty that out. No, I didn't think of that. How am I going to hold that up in place? Oh well, we'll figure it out. Alright, so I got most of the water out. But I remembered when I first opened this earlier, if you listen to this carefully, hear that clicking? And then it's smooth going this direction. I didn't really know why it was doing that. I wasn't sure if that was normal or not. So what I did was I did pop this off. Okay, like that. I got down to this point here. And couldn't for the life of me figure out how to get that off. But apparently there is a little nub here that you can put a screwdriver in to kind of pry it off. So I pried the top of this cap off. Now ultimately what this exposes is a nut down inside so that you can take off the agitator. I don't know if I'm going to have to do that or not. This is what I found. If you look down in the center, you can see all those little plastic chips down in there. They're not supposed to be there. So I'm going to have to pull this part out. If I turn this the other way where you were hearing the click, see those little like splines or fingers that pop out? They're supposed to actually be grabbing that little, the teeth there, the little, let's see, get it in a little closer. That should grab, and I shouldn't be able to spin it. Now, I know that's not my problem. This has to do with agitating, I think, in the middle of the cycle. Our problem was it wasn't draining, period. So I'm kind of glad I went in there, even though it had nothing to do with our problem, or at least I don't think it did. Pretty sure it didn't. So we're going to have to pull that off and replace it. Right now, that's the least of my worries. I need to get underneath and check the pump and the coupling and the capacitor, motor, and hopefully it's not the transmission, which actually attaches to this. Okay, I have the washing machine on its side. I'm going to be actually crawling underneath there. I hope it doesn't fall. Don't try this at home. You can live vicariously through me, I think. I don't know if I'll have it on video if it falls on me or not, but anyway, I got lucky. And if you just take a look down in here, I thought my capacitor was going to be up on the back on the body, but I'm lucky. My capacitor is right here. See any damage there? I see all this black, but that was from a piece of tape that had fallen off. I don't think it got melted. I really can't see anything on there, but once I get it out, maybe I'll be able to identify it better. There are some ways to test the capacitor. First, what I'm going to have to do, I think, is get this part right here off. That's the, well, it's not really actually the, I don't think it's the pump. I don't know what they call it. It's part of it. This is inside here does spin. I remember one time with a washing machine, I did pull this off. I found a sock inside of one of those. I don't think that's my problem because the thing's not spinning, period. Although I have read that if something is stuck in there, it will stop it from spinning. So we're going to give that a shot and let's see what happens. Right up there, there's a, you can see that little rusted piece. What I have to do is get a screwdriver in there and then kind of pry that up, and it should just lift right up out of the way. And then the bottom piece, let's see here. Right there. And there, that just popped off. And now this one. Oh, look at that. A sock. I'm not going to get it with that one. Maybe the little one will get up in there. Where'd I put the little one? There we go. I'd have this on my little tripod for you, but that broke on me. I'm going to come in this way and all right, that did pop. Okay, these do come out. They just kind of slide in like that. And now this should just pop off, I think. Or not. Oh, that one there popped off. Yeah. All right. You're not coming off. There we go. A little bit of a pry there. And now the pump's off. Everybody looks good there. And there goes the other clamp. I'm going to have to put this down and maybe get those off. Those little clamps right there. I need 2 hands for that. So I can at least pull this off. Basically what's inside that is an impeller. We'll get that pulled off, at least eliminate that. I honestly don't think that's the problem. So I'll see you guys as soon as I get that off. I'm just basically going to be grabbing the little clamps there that are holding the hose on, and we just move it back, and that one there's almost off. I don't know if you can see that better now this way, and move that back. This one here should go back a little further. And let's see. And she's not going to come off. That's off completely. And a little twist. And there's one. And I'm not going to get water from that one. That one's the back side where it drains. This one, if we put it back down, I'm sure it'll drain on us. But let's see if I can give this a twist. There we go. And well, if you look down in there, the impeller does look good, although I can't really turn it. I don't know that I should be able to or not. All right, we'll have to inspect that a little closer, just not down here. Oh, there's some water. All right, I did dump this out already. There was a little bit of water in there, but I can turn that. It's not that stiff. I'm thinking it's probably good and that there's nothing stuck inside. And if you kind of look down here, if I can get my flashlight right, there we go. Inside there's a little impeller, and you can see all of it. Oh, it's actually turning easier now. That's weird. Let's try it right there. Can you see that impeller in there turn? It's really turning easy now. I doubt that's the problem, but... Alright, so we're back underneath, and what I'm looking at now, this is where the motor turns the impeller, and that does turn. That doesn't prove much, but if you look back in here, you see this here spinning right here. That's what they call the coupling. This is not the best check. The belt on it looks good. That's a good sign. But what can happen sometimes inside is these will strip out. This could be spinning down inside here. It's supposed to be on a square box, so it may not be turning the transmission motor. But the fact that I can even turn this is a good sign, I think. And that little click noise sounds like the transmission might be engaging. Okay, well, I'm still kind of leaning towards being the capacitor. And if that's the case, that's like not even a $20 part. Well, this is a good sign. I'm gonna run a little test here to see. If you look down inside in here, when I first was removing this, you see where all this like dirt area is? Because it didn't drain properly. It's actually lint. We'll have to address that too. I'm sure there was a reason, although it might be that it just didn't drain properly. But that lint was over here, which tells me that when I was spinning the motor, I apparently did get the transmission to turn. The good news with that is it sounds like I don't have a bad transmission. Definitely need to replace whatever's going on in here. That's going to be an easy fix, I think. That nut in the center, I'm not so sure about. But anyway, let's do a real quick test here. We're going to close this down. I'm going to lift this back up, get my little cords out of the way, and easy. And there she is. Okay, she's back in place. That was stupid. I didn't even think of that. Some more water in the tub drained. Yeah, when you're doing this, you might want some paper towels or maybe regular towels. I'll have to go up and get some towels. Anyway, we're going to try my little theory now. And there's the motor. I'm going to turn the motor. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And then we're going to let this back down. And we're going to see if that turned the agitator. And look at that, it did. That's moved. All right, so we know one thing, the transmission apparently is working, at least from this point anyway. I mean, I don't know if there's something else there we're missing. Could be a bad motor, could be a bad capacitor. I don't know. I went and I checked to see just how easy these should be to turn. And as it turns out, basically you should be able to just turn it with just a screwdriver. I came back in, I'm sitting here, I'm looking, and I did see a couple of other suggestions. Honestly, I don't think, well, this probably is part of the problem. But everybody kept, all the instructions kept saying, look for the interlock. I just automatically assumed it wasn't the interlock. But what I did do was I came out, I checked anyway, and if you look down here, right into there should be a tab right there. See how the light's shining straight through? That's the interlock. So we're going to pull that out just to check that out. The only reason I was ruling this out originally is because we had a burning smell. So I still believe we got another issue going on, but that being broken like that is not a good thing. There's no way it's going to go into any kind of spin or any kind of pump. Is this the right one? Yep, there we go. Or any kind of drain cycle, because it will not do it with the interlock opened. So I just want to take that out. It may be just that we have a issue with the lid. It thinks the lid is open. I went through a lot of trouble for nothing, although I'm glad I kind of did, because there were still a lot of other issues that obviously need to be addressed. And okay, that's out. And oh wow, look at that. That's all broken. Oh, that's broken. Oh, well, huh, look at this. I think we found our problem. Come on down here, take a peek. Look at that. We found our issue. Now that's a first for me. I've never had an interlock give an electrical smell. Well, the upside is this is an easier fix than I thought, much cheaper fix than I thought. The downside is, in order to get that out of there, I think I have to remove the body. Okay, I'm back. Just went to go get a cold snack. What have I caught up on here? Oh, one of my old wires I got to remove. All right, so I already took off the other side. In order to get this back panel off, well, to get this whole body off, you have to get this panel off first. And at least on this particular one, you just basically pry these little caps off, little slot back here. That just pops off. And this slides out of the way. And then there's a Phillips head screw right down here. And it's a pretty long screw. Jets. I hear jets outside. It's unusual for here. And get that screw out. Now this panel, where I already removed the other side, should be loose. Let's see. Well, she is loose. What was I supposed to do here? Pretty sure it's supposed to. No. Alright. I'll get another tool here. I'll close this off for a second. Alright, there's some tabs here on the back that you have to kind of slide up to get them through, like these little slots here. What I ended up doing by accident is I reached down in here and I pulled from here to get this piece here out, which actually separates the entire body. I think once you have it out, you can do it more like this. But anyways, this fell out, made that noise, and I was like, oh great. I don't think I'll ever see that again. But now that that's attached, the body will come forward, lifts right off like so, and I should be able to access down in here to get that interlock. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. We don't want this tab, this connector off, to remove that. If I'm not mistaken. What the? Ah, son of a bitch. That's a bypassed interlock. Did I work on this? That looks like my work. Yeah. All right, well, guess what? we're back to square one. It's not the interlock. Because that right there is where, son of a gun, I don't remember doing that. All right, well, back to the cold snack. We have to think this one out some more. So I got the whole body off. And this is definitely somebody cheated out the interlock. Now I'm looking down inside. And while I've been known to do stuff like this is not my work. I mean, this clean loop like that, I don't think I ever would have had anything that clean. But if you look down in here, I'm not sure if this was what our smell was. This light, where we got it here. But right there, there's that interlock actually melted. Let me get rid of this flashlight. I'll use the other one. That one's a bad flashlight. But you can see, like, right there. There's two paper clips there. I don't know why there would be two. I'm guessing they're paper clips, but they obviously melted right through. Now, the thing that gets me is, although it would melt through that shouldn't have made a difference. Those two wires, the orange and the silver or gray, whatever you call it, both of those would have been the interlock anyway. I suppose it could have caused arcing. But then when you look over here, it looks like part of it melted right into the connector. Again, like I said, I can't imagine that I would ever put two in. But I'm going to have to rack my brain. I don't think this is my work. And now that part, I know I wouldn't. I'm too sloppy. I wouldn't have bothered. I probably would not have bothered to tape all that up. And I know we bought this brand new. Son of a gun. Okay, and we're back to square one. I'm not certain it's just the interlock now. Well, that's good. No, it isn't. Well, that doesn't sound good. I wonder what that is. Anyway, is this recording? Looks like it is. Battery went dead on me. I don't know what happened there. Sitting out here in the cold, I guess. I'm going to do the right thing, and what I'm going to do is I'm not going any further tonight. I'm going to, tomorrow I think, take those two wires, splice them together, then I'm going to push the wash machine in. I'm going to put a bucket underneath where the hose is, and then I'm going to turn it on to see if it will cycle in the, you know, the spin mode slash drain mode, what have you. I got a feeling that the interlock, this here, just probably arced out, and it caused a disconnection. What I'm about to try could cause a fire, so I'm thinking she's on her way home. She's going to be here any minute. I think, you know, she doesn't want to come home to the house burning. So I'm just going to wait till she goes to work tomorrow, and I'll burn the house down then. Sounds like a plan. Okay, we've solved one problem. I got the dehumidifier going. There's that noise. Right there. A little piece of tape blowing against the cardboard there. So we're good there. We fixed something tonight.